Hello there, my friend. How are you doing today? You see, let's talk about love. Because if all earthlings loved you the way you love yourself, and you loved your neighbor the way you love yourself, all people would be able to forgive one another, live with unity, and above all, be honest with one another. Because there would be no need to lie to someone that loves you the way you love yourself. Isn't it? Well, wonderful soul. If you believe we can make that happen, and you can believe that it is possible for me and you to spread love to the whole world, kindly hit the like button. Tell us where you are watching from, and react together with me these videos that we shall see here. Good vibes till the end, man. I am Y311H, and my friend here is Kasungu. Straight out of Africa, with lots of good vibes. What's the feel, man?
Alright, this is pretty cool. So I was just walking down here in the wash, and as I walked by, I spotted the corner of this box, and I was like, what the heck? And so I walked up here, and I realized, oh, this is an old cowboy camp. Old cans. Looks like an old pack saddle here, maybe. I think this is an old pack saddle. Huh. Wonder what vintage. Old horseshoes. Some pan of some kind. I think it's seen better days. This is up on the overhang. Can't really make it out. I don't know if it's just a name or a date. Looks sort of like it says, maybe like June or January 12th, 1914, but I could be completely making that up. It's like a huge kind of storage deal. Huh. Old bucket. What do we got? Huh. A very old vintage Lifesavers. Orange flavor. What book is this from? All My Friends Are Honest Folk? I'll have to look that up when I get back. And old box of matches. True American brand. I wonder what era that's from. It's like a little time machine back in here. Looks like that's it. That was a cool little find, wasn't it? Just a reminder, people have been crisscrossing through these canyons for, centuries up until the modern day.
As I continued on, I had an odd feeling that I had seen this site before. But how? When I got home, I did some searching and realized I had come across unnamed photos of that same cowboy camp. I looked at the photos with new eyes. One of them was from 2016 and showed the inside of that same metal bin. First, I was surprised at what I saw in the picture, then saddened to realize that a mere 8 years ago, there were more than twice as many historic relics in the same container. Some selfish hiker or backpacker with sticky fingers had walked away with numerous relics of the cowboys' past, robbing not only me, but everyone who comes after of experiencing history firsthand. I truly fear what these places will look like in 10, 20, or 50 years if we can't learn how to tread lightly, respect others, and leave artifacts in place. But for the time being, I hiked on oblivious to this, still blissful because of my ignorance.
Moon is not what we are told it is, and this video is going to prove it. Keep watching. If you want to see irrefutable proof, the moon is not a rock in space. The moon is not a spherical rock floating in space. It's a focal point of electromagnetic plasma that's being projected into reality. This video was taken by a Russian astronaut. It got scrubbed off the internet because it exposes the heliocentric lie. It doesn't matter how you look at a solid spherical three-dimensional object because you can't make it appear two-dimensional. Therefore, this proves you've been lied to about where you live your entire life.
Please leave your thoughts about that. You see, is this real or is this some CGI type of moon or video? Leave your comments, man. The official explanation is that Earth's atmosphere deformed the moon's shape. Does that sound true to you, good people of Earth? Leave your comments. You see, this is for entertainment purposes, and it certainly does not help that the claim that the moon is a spherical rock reflecting the sun's light. Do you think it helps? Or doesn't it? Leave your comments. The moon is a plasma, said scientists, among them Al Foster, back then in way 1965. You see, some people were not yet born back then, you see? But it's good vibes. It doesn't matter when you are born, as long as you can spread love. And they say that it can be anything except what those guys said. Say it is. Those guys, the NASS guys, do you think what they say it really is? It is? Leave your comments. And then there's these good vibes guys here that are a bit tall, playing basketball, and another one here with some guys. This is good vibes, man. People can get this tall. You see that guy from those levels, he can speak to a lot of people and tell them about love. You see, when he speak, his sound can reach many people. What do you think? Imagine that guy standing in a crowd and is that tall. You see, he can speak to those guys all at once and just say good stuff. Who is this person, good people of Earth? You see? What's going on? Are they maybe sick or what's up? Some people here are pretty excited to meet this good vibe store guy. It's quite interesting, man. They even came to see him. Oh my god.
Okay, I gotta show you guys this. The sun finally came out after days, and you can see the peak. Check this out. It's beautiful. Amazing. So here's the other thing I gotta show you that's kind of also pretty amazing. So I was reviewing some of this footage. So this is where, when I'm in the cave, this is where the battery was starting to die. And so I was getting glitches in the actual video. And I kind of assumed that was going to happen, no big deal. But what's crazy is when I look closely, there's images inside the glitches. Take a look at this. So I set up the camera on a tripod to get a really nice wide shot. My battery's about to die in there, so I thought it might be good as much as I could get as much juice out of this as possible before it dies. But excuse me, just wanted to give some sense of just how big this cavern system is. It's just massive. And yeah, anyway, like I said, the battery's starting to die, so I wanted to get as much out of this as possible. So I'd set it up. Hopefully it's capturing this. Not quite sure.
Do you think that's some real footage good people of Earth? And then there's this. Black fish and white fish, they come together. What's going on? It's like black fish has fed on white fish all of a sudden. Oh my god. What type of fish is this? This is crazy stuff. Who people of Earth? Do you know that fish? Oh wait, what happened there? Everything was okay, that bird was going up normally, and then what happened? This is crazy stuff. Just like this one here. Oh man, what's going on? Wait. Is this a sick person or is this a skinwalker that... these are crazy stuff. Oh my god. Even this dog agrees that this stuff are completely crazy. You see? What's happening? Is this some sickness or what's going on? Oh, wonderful adlings. You see this stuff you have been seeing here, some of them, they are creepy, unexplainable, and you wonder, is this real? What's putting the dog?
Real black history the white man cannot teach you. Did you know thousands of years before phones were invented, black people were already communicating over long distances, utilizing the power of our mind, our understanding of universal laws, and feathers from big birds? Yes, family, our ancestors utilized bird feathers to tap into the airwaves long before Columbus, long before slavery, long before Jesus, long before all of this stuff, family. This is a very ancient practice. Ancient indigenous black wisdom keepers in Africa used to communicate with ancient indigenous black wisdom keepers in America. They understood that they were the same exact people, and they used to regularly make different migrations between the continents. That means for thousands of years, black people that were in Africa were one time in America, and black people that was in the Americas were one time in Africa. They were absolutely the same exact people, just living on different continents at different points in time and making different migrations at different points in time. But they kept constant communication with each other regarding important matters, like the invasions of non-black people who would regularly invade and try to integrate into our societies whenever we would make mass migrations. At some time, certain black tribes or clans would be called to Africa to help protect certain royal families, and vice versa. So when you see the algorithm in the government allowing all this content to go viral, constantly dividing black people in Africa from black people in America, trying to convince you that we're two different people as if it's true, then you know for a fact it's a part of Memorandum 46 back in the 1978, when they decided that they secretively wanted to keep black people in America and black people in Africa divided. But lo and behold, I bring you this symbolism of the bird feather this month to show y'all one mechanism our ancestors used to blur the lines of division between the continents back in the day before cell phones and before telephone. Real black power. Shabba!
What does your truth meter say about that guy? You see, leave your comments.
Well, my heart didn't completely shit out on me this time, so we're back with a little bit more of science experiments for us all to kind of play around with. Today I want to teach you about earth battery. So right here you see we have a small piece of copper. I didn't find my actual copper pipe that I wanted to use for this, which would have worked much better for surface area. And then over here we have a steel rod, which I probably should have polished it up to get a better connection, but whatever. This is proof of concept. So as you can see, look, all my wires are right here. Our copper is going to be our anode. This is going to be our cathode. So I touch this right here, and we have 224 millivolts coming off of, like, look, this isn't even a big piece of copper. If it was, you would get more. This is just a little itty bitty wire. A few things come to play into this of why and how it works. For one, acidity of soil will definitely give you a different result depending on if it's higher or lower. The materials that you use, which really zinc and copper, are supposedly the best from what I've researched. And there's these things called telluric fields. And what it is the electromagnetic field that the Earth generates. Supposedly, if you can line these up geomagnetically with the telluric fields, they'll work better. And really cool fact about this stuff is that this is what they used to run telegraph lines off of way back in, you know, the ye olden days before phones or anything was really even thought about. And just like any other battery, you can make multiple cells into the ground and hook them up in parallel or series and get either more amperage or more voltage out of it. And, you know, just a pretty cool thing to mess around with, especially if you're just trying to run some LEDs at your house.
What do you think about that?
This woman was taking photos of birds when she noticed what appeared to be a dead duck. Her neck was tilted to one side and she was motionless. Two other ducks were sitting next to the dead duck, and when they saw the woman, they did the strangest thing. They started pushing the dead duck toward the woman, as if they wanted her to rescue them. She didn't understand what was going on until she saw the unconscious duck open its eyes and try to raise its neck out of the water. The duck still breathes in the water but cannot move. She lifted the duck's face out of the pond and held it steady. When the duck felt more stable, it swam away a little unsteadily, but her heroes were behind it to support it. When she visited the pond again, the duck she saved remembered her and swam straight to her and greeted her.
No, man, you see, these animals are full of good vibes and ram, you see?
I will give $10,000 to anybody that can prove me wrong here. I promise you won't. So I'm reading through old CIA files. Here's a good starter, is just the CIA basically, in their words, not mine, showing that a brainwave can turn into a particle just like a radio wave turns into a photon. Turns out this explains the whole universe, far beyond most people's comprehension. I'm going to explain it in my best layman's terms. Stick around for maybe 2 minutes and this will make way too much sense. So to start, I was reading a declassified document on warp drives. That's weird. Basically, bending space in one way and at a higher point in another causes space and time to move around you. Those don't seem really interlinked yet until you start understanding that space and time is its own dimension. And you look at some of their summaries of this, and this was written in the 80s. It was a concept, but it's talking about the Large Hadron Collider, like what CERN does. And I mean, I've seen so many articles on CERN people saying that their collider is haunted. Like there's a specter in there. It's weird. Forget all that. It's just interesting to think about. Now we go to a file like this, where they're studying research in human paranormal abilities. So think about the gateway process. I did a video on this. I did 2 videos on these concepts. Watch them first. They're pinned, or just watch this one. I'll do my best to explain it. But this is basically the 4th dimension. This is a tesseract in 4D. Think about Interstellar at the end when he goes in the black hole and he's manipulating the past. How is that scientifically sound? It wasn't until now. Now here's another one of those that would make more sense to us. Picture this is your future. Say it's a kitchen. This is your present, your bathroom, and this is your living room, which is the past, like your house. But they're all moving by default of nature and intersecting at different points. So when he enters the black hole and goes into Murphy's room, he's not in the 3rd dimension anymore, he's in the 4th. Therefore, he can manipulate the past, backed by science. So how does this explain the universe and human paranormal abilities? So when you map out something like the flower of life, which I have a video on also pinned, watch it or don't, you get something like a torus, which also explains electromagnetic fields. This was not proven until we discovered that the platypus can detect who is what with its beak because of these fields. It goes underwater, its eyes and ears shut down, it's blind and deaf, yet it can pick up electromagnetic fields from your brainwaves enough to know friend from food. And again, these brainwaves turn into particles. We're starting to kind of get somewhere here with how does all this work? There's 5 dimensions. Now here is a good example of all of these, but it's 2D. It's, we can't really map that out. We can't perceive it. But picture line, dimension 1, square, dimension 2. That would be where we live. You can go up, down, left, right, forwards, and backwards. It's 3D. Then you have the 4D, which was the tesseract I just showed earlier, Murphy's room. And then a 5-dimensional cube, which turns into a light hologram. What the fuck is a light hologram? First, just understand how dimensions work. If you had an anthill, a pet anthill in a 2D space, it could never know you exist because it can't perceive you. So you dump a bucket of water on it, and it's like their whole world flooded as an act of God. It's interesting to think about, but just follow it here. Us living in the 3D could never perceive this or this. But we have proof that this exists because we have space and time and ways to manipulate it. So now we look back to these CIA files, and they show even in the 19th century that physicists knew that the 3D was not enough to prove the fundamentals of life, of nature. And they go on to say that it's more so our consciousness projecting thoughts out that affects our reality. How does that work, and why does this make sense? They're actually all very interconnected. And again, really weird that the oldest history we have, people knew this, but this is that flower of life I'm talking about overlaid on a quantum carpet, which is used to measure density and spaces between particles. So these guys knew something we didn't, and they figured it all out with circles. The government knows it, and most of us don't. And frankly, it's pretty damn confusing until someone explains it out, but if you stick around, this will make too much sense. So picture something like this being the universe we live in, projecting light inwards. Our consciousness would be a part of that because we're creating particles with our thoughts, whether we can see them or not. Kind of goes over the science of manifesting, also heavily seen in the gateway files. It's weird. It is super weird, but it concretely proves that we live in a 5-dimensional reality, and by physics and getting as far down as the quantum level, it's a hologram of light. And again, the platypus proves this. So do these gateway files and even our ancient history. We live in a hologram of light. I'm not saying this. I mean, I kind of am, but I'm just reading off these files. We live in a hologram of light, and we produce electromagnetic impulses through our brain, through our heart, that can directly input on our reality. So now you think about stuff like fear-mongering, little out there, but follow me. If we're all focused on something bad is going to happen. Then you look at stuff like an eclipse or the fucking war on drugs. I mean, all these different things, and it creates fear, it creates hate. Okay, follow me. If everybody loved more, it would directly change this, because as a collective, we have more power than as a singular being. I mean, I know tons of people who would talk about manifesting. In fact, all of my rich friends swear by it. I'm starting to myself because I see results. It's not one of those things that makes sense until you start looking at the science. But it's weird. Just really think on this for a minute. Follow dimensions upwards, and it's irrefutable. 10 grand. Prove me wrong. You won't. Also, if you made it this far in the video, you're not here because you think you can win 10 grand. You're here because I put up some of the gateway noises that you can't consciously hear, but your consciousness picks up on. Go listen to those gateway tapes. They will open your mind and change your life. Thank you.
Oh man, that sounds pretty interesting. Leave your thoughts about it, man. You see, the kitten in the car was suddenly attacked by a hawk. Oh man, but the hawk missed and was surprised and stuck there, and is now wondering, oh, what's up? Oh, you see, the hawk cannot understand maybe there is a mirror between them, you see? And he's quite disappointed, you can see by the look of their face. This is good proof that bad intentions hardly work out, you see? Because when you are full of love and good vibes, God will always protect you from evil, you see? Good people of earth, you should always be loving, forgiving, honest, and even ready to unite other earthlings, you see? That way the universe will protect you from danger and bad stuff coming your way. Big up to yourself even if you have watched up to this far. You see, you're a lovely soul. You see all these animals, they are full of good vibes, and it's just incredible. Even the hawk. You see? It's good vibes, man. Oh, much love to everybody. Let's watch till the end. Oh my god. These guys witnessed something weird during the total lunar eclipse. What? What is that thing you think, good people of earth, eh? Do you see that red stuff there growing in the sky? Oh my god. What could it have meant, man? Like, chill, no worries. Oh my god. This is creepy, man. Wait. Hey. Oh man, good people of earth, leave your thoughts on that, my friend is.
Chosen ones, this video is for you. Do you think the limit is 144,000 for real? The limit? I was never talking about a limit. Chosen one, I was talking about a frequency. I was talking about a frequency that you radiate. When your chakra pools of energy are in alignment, when you're operating in flow, when you tapped into infinite intelligence, yeah, when you practice the art of allowing, yeah, not a limit. So this frequency is something that we do emit. It's a frequency. When you want to understand the universe, you think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. You don't think of terms of limits because we're boundless. We live in a boundless universe where we can be, do, or have anything. When we attune our frequency, our aura, to 144,000, we have successfully played the game of life to win. I was never talking about a limit, chosen one. But in any case, this video was from my heart to yours. Okay, bye.
Oh man, good vibes till the end, you see?
Chosen ones, this video is for you. I don't want to leave anybody out. There are some chosen ones that have been woke a longer time. And for those of you who've been woke a longer time, maybe the best thing for you to do is to eat light. Maybe you need to go to your fruits, your vegetables, your nuts and seeds, legumes, or whatever it is, your water, you can fast and all of those different things. But keep in mind that the newly awakened chosen beings, they're hungry. It go both ways, both hunger and feeling full or just living off the sun are both ascension symptoms. So I don't want to make it seem as if the others that are hungry have something wrong with them. There is nothing wrong. Everything is perfect. All things are working out for you no matter what end of the spectrum you are on right now. Just be mindful that you are a light body being. Hey babe, how you doing? You're a light body being. So that's what the new golden age that we're entering into is sending us to. So you got to be mindful of that American diet that no longer is going to be serving you. But yes, that is a symptom of some people being hungry and overindulging in food. Just be mindful. If you need help with that appetite, the wild yam butter, which is linked in my bio, can help you because that's a imbalance. And I created the wild yam butter for the chosen ones during this time or this season. But nonetheless, there's nothing wrong if you want to eat. Maybe you're just not there yet. You're just waking up with the munches, just trying to feel a hole, feel a void because your spiritual essence is probably not as expanded as the others that have been awakened before you. But nonetheless, congratulations that you done woke up from the great sleep and slumber. Welcome to the best days of the rest of your life. Be blessed, babe. Okay, bye.
Yo man, wonderful at this. Always be good, you see?
As the SEAL team approached their destination, they saw the top of a black octagon. It was protruding about 18 feet above the melting ice and snow. Spartan 1 approached and saw a huge door. It was 23 feet high and had markings that he thought looked like a star map. Also engraved in the door was a triangle with 2 lines crossing through the center. This is a symbol that's popped up in various places around the world throughout history. Journalist Linda Moulton Howe, who interviewed Spartan 1 and other witnesses, showed him the picture of a coin found in Mexico City in 1993. It had the same markings.
Have you ever seen anything like that?
That was on the outside of the door of the structure, the top right-hand corner of the door.
Spartan 1 gently pushed on the door. It was over 20 feet tall and 18 feet thick. It opened easily. It was perfectly balanced. The SEAL team entered the building.
Oh my god, what a that is. That's quite interesting, man. Do you think there are places like those that exist and people like that? But I'd love you to leave your comments about that, man. You see? And by the way, if you hear maybe some issues to the sound or me shouting here and even movement with the Kasungumo here, it's because of the rain. You see, I don't know where you come from, if it is raining right now or the sunshine. Leave your comments. But here it is raining out. I hear English people say cats and dogs. You see? And now that's maybe because of the issues of the sound a little bit. But because of that now wonderful soul, you are all loved and respected. And for clicking the like button like always, may God always bless you and reward you in incredible ways. Please, good people of Earth, stick around, there is some episode that will be coming soon, a nice one. Till next time, bye bye.